welcome back to my channel. I'm Katie.the.cosmic.sailor, and today we are going to be looking at who you are becoming, who you are stepping into, the version of yourself that you're becoming. So we have 3 groups to choose from today. They're all Labradorite stones, just in different forms. So the first group is the Labradorite palm stone inside the necklace. And then this is what it looks like. And then we have the Labradorite crystal point. This is what it looks like. And then we have another Labradorite necklace. This one is cut into a sacred geometry pattern. So see, it's really tiny. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Let's see if you can see that. Okay, so those are the 3 groups to choose from today. Whichever group you feel drawn to the most, that's your pile. If you feel drawn to more than one group, that's totally okay. That just means there's more than one message for you here today. And if you need more time to meditate on the groups, feel free to pause the video. I will have the timestamps linked in the description box below. That way you can click straight to your reading, and I will see you in your piles. Bye! Hello! If you chose the Labradorite palm stone that's inside this necklace, this is your reading. So the first thing that I was really seeing when connecting to your group, I kept seeing like an all-seeing eye. So I feel like you're becoming more connected to your third eye chakra. I was about to say throat chakra, so that could be relevant for some people here. More connected to your throat chakra, but definitely more connected to your third eye chakra. I feel like you're also becoming more connected to the divine, more in alignment with who you are spiritually is something that's also coming through. You could be doing a lot of like third eye meditation or third eye awakening meditations. I feel like your third eye is very significant here, and your connection to your vision, but also your connection to the vision of the divine is something that's coming through for this pile. I also want to say this group could be very connected to the dragons, or feel like you may have dragons who are your spirit guides. There is this kind of like ancient wisdom, like ancient knowledge that seems to be present in your energy field. I feel like this group could be tarot readers, this group could be channelers, mediums, very connected to the divine, and I feel like you are just becoming more connected. You could have like a daily tarot practice or something like this that's also like helping your third eye awaken. I just feel this like ancient wisdom when connecting with this group. We're going to go ahead and look at your oracle cards, and then we'll get into your tarot cards. Who is pile number 1 becoming? So we have the artichoke dragon guarded. We have the camel spirit. Interesting. I feel like you could have a past life in ancient Egypt, or maybe you feel very connected to ancient Egypt or just the desert. That's something that's coming through as well. I also have this with this crescent moon here. I feel like you could be a witch or resonate with being a witch in a past life. And then we have Lady of the Mirror, reflection, non-judgment, and then the number 44 here. And then you guys actually got 2 Starseed cards. So we have Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Really beautiful. And with this like image here, I'm getting like, I'm seeing, so you know how sometimes if you've ever flown in a plane, when you're flying over the ocean, if you've ever flown over the ocean, it looks like the sky. And they say like a lot of times whenever you're training to be a pilot, they have to like learn certain signs and signals of what the ocean is, because it can get confusing because it does look so much like the sky. And I'm just seeing this, like, especially with this reflection here, it's like this very like reflective quality. I feel like you are becoming more connected with the universe, and I feel like you're beginning to see that everything is a reflection of you. Everything is a reflection of you. And it's like with this image of like the ocean being a reflection of the sky, I feel like you may see yourself in other people. This could have to be with your light qualities and your shadow qualities. And then what else did we have? Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposite extremes of life. Very interesting. With this extremes of life here, I'm getting this message. It's like you could swing from being super in your shadow to being super in your light a lot. And so I feel like it's like holding the opposites. I feel like you are becoming more in balance with yourself because you are able to see duality. It's interesting. It's like I'm getting this message too. When it comes to the present moment, you know, the present moment is simultaneously the past and it's simultaneously the future. It's the eternal now. I feel like you're becoming I feel like you could have a certain epiphanies or certain realizations about life. And it's interesting, we have 44 here. You could be seeing 444. What else did we have? 7th house partners. Very interesting. And then 3 + 1 is 4. So we have 444 here. So with partners, I feel like you are becoming aware that it's interesting because it's like your spirit guides are saying you are everything. You are everyone. Every life you see is one you will eventually live. You are the universe experiencing the universe. Very interesting. And with this message of guarded here, I feel like it's like this energy of being, especially with holding opposites, extremes of life, it's like you are becoming this energy of being able to have such this open and expansive energy that you know like what is for you and what is not. You are simultaneously understanding that you are protected. And so I feel like you're also becoming somebody who trusts themselves more. I feel like you're trusting yourself more, you're trusting the universe more. And it's like you're understanding, I feel like you're also developing this sense of compassion for yourself and for others as well. But it's like you're understanding that everything is for you. There's no such thing as enemies, only friends. And everything you see is a teacher on your path. There's this very like high wisdom, high understanding that's coming through with this group. I feel like your spirit guides are very evolved, they're coming through as almost like ascended masters. And I feel like also this energy of like your spirit guides are spirit is coming through. It's like you are a spirit having a human experience. This very like evolved way of thinking about things is coming through. I feel like this is who you're becoming. It's that energy of opening your third eye, expanding your crown chakra, your third eye chakra. And I feel like you're coming to this understanding that everything is a lesson. Even sometimes when we experience challenge, it's not because the universe is punishing us. You're coming to understand that any challenge you experience is something that's helping you grow, helping you expand. And I feel like you could be in a twin flame connection, or you could have somebody around you who really helps you grow and evolve and may mirror certain things to you. It's like, I feel like even if you do get in like conflict or argument with people, it like allows you to have a broader view, have a more expansive view. I feel like you have this very open energy, but I feel like at the same time you do have boundaries. I'm not saying because you have this open energy, you're allowing anything and everything to come into your energy field. It's like you're understanding the lesson, learning the lesson, and letting it go. Very evolved type energy. And I'm also getting the message, if you feel like this is your last Earth life, that's something that's coming through as confirmation. I feel like you could be a starseed as well. I feel like you are also a very old soul. You've lived a lot of lives, and you have a lot of experience, and you're a very quick learner too. I'm getting this energy of like street smarts that's coming through as well. It's like you don't have to go through certain lessons, because when you see other people go through those lessons, you adopt what they went through and take it on as your own, is something that's also coming through. Like if you see somebody going through challenge, it's like I feel like you're also very empathetic as well, and you understand what they're going through, and you like learn the lesson that they're learning without having to learn the lesson. Very observant as well. I feel like you're always watching, always observing what's going on around you. And I keep being drawn back to the camel here, and I just saw a butterfly go out across my window. I feel like you are in a spiritual awakening, but it's like you're understanding. I feel like you could have had a spiritual awakening early on, or it's like you're going through the cycles and you're understanding that these cycles are never ending. It's like the spiral of life. You know, we're always spiraling back to the same lessons and looking at them from different perspectives and learning new things always. And so this energy of transformation is coming through, this energy of rebirth, and this energy of constantly learning and growing. I feel like you could be very connected to your inner child as well. And I feel like that's something that allows you to have this very expansive view. It's like I'm seeing somebody connected to their past self, their future self, and it's allowing them to become a more integrated person in the present moment. The same with the light and the dark. I feel like you're becoming somebody who understands that duality exists within everything. And with this message of non-judgment here, I feel like you're becoming a person who no longer judges things based off of your own conditioning. It's like you're evolving your conditioning. You're evolving past your conditioning, you know, and your spirit guides are saying not one person on this earth escapes conditioning. We all are conditioned to behave, to act, to be a certain way from the age of 0 to 7. And you know, they're saying, I feel like you are on a path of enlightenment. You are becoming more enlightened. The energy of like an enlightened Buddhist teacher is coming through. And we think about these people who are enlightened. They did not escape the challenge of life. They did not escape pain, but they understood the difference between pain and suffering. And I feel like that's something you're also becoming to understand is everybody experiences challenge. Life is not without pain, but when we hold on to the pain, we create resentment, we create suffering. And I feel like you're just learning to let go and embrace the flow of life. It's like this person jumping off of a cliff, and I'm hearing free fall. And there's this song by Rainbow Kitten Surprise called Free Fall, and it says, It's called Free Fall. It's called Free Fall. You can let it all go. You can let it all go. It's called Free Fall. It's called Free Fall. And you know, it's kind of like when we think about falling, a lot of times we can associate it with like grasping and not knowing, but it's like once we relax into the fall, it becomes this sort of like expansion, you know? And I feel like that's something that's happening with you. You're becoming more expansive in your point of view, in your perspective. We're going to go ahead and look at your tarot cards. I also wanted to mention with this camel card, in the book, it talks about the camel being able to go long periods of time without water. And water represents nourishment. Water represents almost like things that we think we need. It's like, I feel like you could have gone through multiple dark night of the souls, but it's like as soon as you come out of a dark night of the soul, you become more evolved, your consciousness becomes more expansive, and I feel like you have begun to understand the value of the dark night of the soul. Because it's like some people think, you know, dark night of the soul, oh, what a horrible experience, I hate this, why am I experiencing this? But it's like you're becoming the person that's like, almost like, bring it on, you know? It's like, I can conquer anything. I am powerful. I feel like repeating these affirmations would be very powerful for you, or maybe you listen to like affirmations at night. That's something that's coming through, but it's like you're becoming more aware of the beauty in everything. And it's bringing, I feel like you're becoming more balanced in life as well. But let's go ahead and look at your tarot cards. Spirit guides of love and light. Who is pile number 1 becoming? Oh, okay, that was quick. It's interesting, we have the Emperor here, we have 444, and the Emperor is card number 4. It's like you're becoming this Emperor. You're becoming more set in your power. You're becoming more aligned with who you are as a person. And I feel like you're giving this energy of, I know who I am, I know what I'm worth. And the things I have gone through have not been in vain. And it's interesting with this Emperor card here, I'm getting the message of, you know, the struggles that the Emperor goes through to become king. You know, he has to really fight for what he believes in. And there's a lot of people who oppose him, yet he still becomes the Emperor. Very powerful group, very powerful energy. And it's almost like, I feel like you're also coming through as this, like you are becoming an ascended master as well, of the physical realm and of the spiritual realm. And with this message of fire here, I'm also getting, you're becoming somebody who goes through the fire. And it's not like you come out unscathed, but you come out learning lessons. You come out a stronger person. I'm also seeing the phoenix here as well. It's like the phoenix being reborn, you know. The phoenix literally is burned to ashes and yet still rises out of the flames. It's like transforming yourself through the struggle. And I'm also getting in yoga, when we do certain poses and we hold those poses, it can be struggling, it can be a struggle, and it can be tense on our body, and you know, our brain automatically wants to give up. But when we push through and we listen to our body and not our brain begins to soften and say, okay, yes, I can do this. You know, in the beginning of learning certain poses, our brain tells us, you know, I can't do this, I want to give up, this isn't for me. But when we continue to hold those poses, it's like we train our brain to say, no, I can and I will. And that's the energy that you are becoming. I can and I will. And then we're going to take all of these upright. So we have the Tower. Very beautiful. It's like I'm getting this energy. You are no longer focusing on the endings, but you're focusing on the beginnings. It's like you're beginning to see everything as a blessing in life. And even the Tower falling down is something beautiful because it allows us the chance to rebuild. And it's like, I feel like you're trusting in the universe more as well. And you are becoming somebody who, it's like you're no longer afraid of the unknown. You're no longer afraid of darker things or shadow aspects or triggers, because it's like you understand that everything is for me. Everything is teaching me a lesson. Even the people I thought were my enemies were actually my friends because they're showing me my shadow. Okay. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. And we have this like image of the owl here. And with this, I'm like getting this like dragon energy again. I feel like you are becoming more aware. You are becoming more abundant. And it's interesting too, because it's like with this energy of becoming more aware, it's like you're becoming aware that abundance has always been around you. You just had to change your perspective. And that's the thing, is like people who go through challenge and come out, grateful that they experienced those challenge, they went through the challenge and they changed their perspective and they realized that everything was for them. It's like this abundance mindset that you're coming into. And then we have the Seven of Cups. And I'm actually going to cover this image because I don't want to get banned. And then we have the Three of Cups. Very beautiful. I love this image with all these animals with their party hats on. Very beautiful. I feel like you are becoming somebody who's more open to opportunity. And I feel like you are becoming more aware. Like I was saying, your consciousness is expanding. And when your consciousness expands, you are able to see a higher perspective while simultaneously being in touch with what's happening around you and being able to see the tiny details of things. And with this Three of Cups here, it's like you are becoming the life of the party. You are becoming somebody who everybody wants to be around. Even, it's interesting because even people who have more difficult energies, or people who I'm seeing like could be like social outcasts or outliers or these types of people, I feel like they also admire you. And it's like those type of outcasts, those type of outlier people, a lot of people think, they could never be compatible with anybody, but it's like they're compatible with you. You know what this is giving? It's giving like Jesus energy as well. When we think about Jesus, he was friends with the outcast of society. He was friends with prisoners. He was friends with people who society viewed as less than. You know what I mean? And that's why he was so loved by many people, because he didn't just appeal and he didn't just try to be friends with people who society viewed as like in high regard. He was friends with everybody because he saw himself in everybody. Very interesting. And with this Seven of Cups here, we have this like, in the traditional Seven of Cups, I feel like it's not this dark. But you do have the Tower card here. You could have strong 8th house placements, that's Scorpio placements, or maybe you're having like Saturn transit your 8th house right now, or something like this. But it's like you are becoming somebody who sees the beauty in everything. And I just saw 22:24 on the clock, so that could be significant for you as well. It's like you are becoming somebody who understands the power of pain. You understand why we have to go through certain Tower moments. And I'm also getting the energy, it's like, You know, we are in a human body, but we're also connected to the divine. We can't control the outer circumstances. And it's like you are becoming somebody who doesn't even want to. You know, like a lot of times people think like, oh, if I do this and this, then certain people will like me, or if I am this way, then I can get the things I want. And it's like you are becoming so centered and so grounded in your own energy that you are realizing whatever comes in your life is meant for you. And you don't have to control whether the sun rises or not. You don't have to control whether people like you or not. I do see people will like you, but it's because you are in this energy of non-judgment, you know? And I feel like you are becoming somebody who doesn't judge themselves as harshly as they used to, who doesn't judge others as harshly as you used to. Very abundant energy, very wise energy here as well. And this could also manifest, I feel like this could manifest in physical abundance as well. And it's like your spirit guides are saying, as within, so without, as above, so below. The things that you experience on the inside, it's like your inner world creates your outer world. It's that message of reflection here as well. It's like you are becoming somebody who is abundant within, and so you're seeing it on the outside. You are becoming somebody who is a friend to themselves, and so you attract friends in. And I'm not saying like all kinds of people are going to be, I feel like all kinds of people are going to be attracted to you. I feel like you could also be going through some kind of glow up as well. You're going to be attracting a lot of friends, a lot of partners, but you do have this very like protective energy about yourself. And so I feel because you are in this energy, I don't think people are going to be trying to test your boundaries too much. Even if they do, I feel like you will be the type of person who shows them compassion. And I don't think people are going to mess with you too much because I feel like you have this very beautiful, abundant energy that you're cultivating within. And so the people who are going to be attracted to you are also going to be people who have that abundant energy within. Very beautiful. Very powerful group. I feel like you could also, if you know what the wise ones are, maybe looking it up, The Wise Ones by Doreen Virtue. It's this energy of people who were wizards, witches, super enlightened being, ascended masters, and past lives. You have that energy about you as well. And so I feel like in this life, or at this time, you are becoming somebody who is, it's like on this inner journey of expansion. You could also be a Virgo as well. And then the Tower, I believe, is Mars, so Aries or Scorpio. And Libra is also here. But yeah, I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 1. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know if this resonated. And if you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow, and we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. And if you hit the little notification bell down below, you'll be you'll be notified when I upload videos like this one. And thank you again so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye. Hello. If you chose the Labradorite Tower, this is your reading. We are going to be looking at who are you becoming. So the first thing that I was picking up whenever I was tapping into your energy was the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland. And, you know, when he's talking to Alice, he says, "Who are you?" I feel like you are in this period of self-discovery. You are in this period of creativity. I feel like you could be receiving a lot of inspiration, a lot of downloads, a lot of urges to become more self-expressive is something that's also coming through. And I feel like you're going through this like metamorphosis of discovering what you like, specifically fashion is coming through. Maybe your sense of style is changing. I'm also hearing your favorite color. Maybe your favorite color used to be blue and now it's green all of a sudden. It's like, I feel like you're in this period of transformation, this period of metamorphosis, and I feel like you are in this very creative energy is something that's coming through. We're going to go ahead and look at your oracle cards. So we have place. So specifically with this card coming through, I'm also getting, I feel like your taste buds could be changing as well. Or things that you used to no longer like, all of a sudden you're liking now. I feel like it's because you're in this period of self-discovery. But also with this message of place, you could be changing your location, where you live. You could be moving houses. And you guys actually got 2 spirit animal cards. So you guys got the deer and the starfish. I love this energy. I'm getting, you are becoming the star of your own show. And you know, this is also giving like main character energy. You are becoming the main character in your life. I feel like you're also becoming softer with yourself. You're becoming more nurturing, more caring about what it is you like, what it is you want to express, and more caring and soft and gentle with yourself. I feel like you're becoming less judgmental of yourself and others as well, is something that's coming through. And then we have Horse King with the number 42. So that number could be significant, and 4 plus 2 is 6. And whenever I feel the number 6, it feels like love. It feels like this mother energy. I feel like you also could be in a period of maybe reparenting yourself as well, is something that's coming through. And I feel like you are becoming more, it's almost like aligned as well, more aligned with who you are. I feel like you, because you have this like star energy here, I feel like you could have a lot of people who project onto you. And if you were ever in a phase of wanting acceptance or wanting validation from people, I feel like you may have lost yourself and trying to be something that other people wanted you to be. But I feel like you are becoming more authentic with yourself. You are becoming less carefree about what other people think about you. And I feel like you're also stepping into your power and realizing that you have control over how you feel. You have control over how you express yourself. And it's like, I'm also getting this energy. I feel like you are becoming almost like a trendsetter type energy. And when we think about like trendsetters, it's not the things that they're wearing that becomes fashionable or that people like. It's the energy of confidence that they exude when they wear those things. And so I feel like you are becoming more, I feel like you're also having like some kind of like up-leveling in your solar plexus and heart chakra as well. I feel like you're just becoming more aligned with who you are authentically. I feel like you could be very eccentric as well, or like things that other people may see as like different, but I feel like you're not letting that stop you anymore, and you really are stepping into the person who you are meant to be. And then we have Starkeeper. Cosmic ancestors, seed the light by staying grounded. Very beautiful. And it's interesting that we have this message, seed the light by staying grounded. Because when I think about like trendsetters and stuff like that, I really do feel this energy. You know, people who are able to bring down high vibrations, light vibrations, really powerful, like transformative energy, bring it through. When they bring it through in a way that's grounded, it's more effective. And by this I mean, if you're bringing through messages, for example, let's bring it back to fashion. If you want to be eccentric and different, and you want to be in alignment, you do it by staying grounded And so, you know, sometimes we see people out there who are different to be different, but it's not necessarily in alignment with who they are. But the people who stay grounded and who are grounded in their physical body, grounded in their energy, and grounded in the alignment with who they are naturally different because everybody is different. And so the energy that they bring through is, yes, different, but it's also grounded, and it's very attractive to people. And people want to just be like, oh, well, this person's wearing their hair in space buns and I think it's cute, so I'm going to do that. You know, because they have this energy of confidence, because they have this energy of being in alignment with their solar plexus chakra, with their personal power, with their confidence. And it's like, I feel like you could be a seeder. Like you could be somebody who is very good at bringing through cosmic knowledge, cosmic wisdom, and grounding it in the present moment. And a lot of times, people who are seeders have to come to this understanding and this knowledge that we can't control how other people perceive us. So a lot of times people, you already know it's not going to be accepted by people. The people, your spirit guides are saying the girls that get it, and the girls that don't. And you have to come from a place of letting go of control of how other people perceive you. And I feel like this is who you're becoming. I feel like you're no longer caring what other people think about you, but you're doing what you love and what feels authentic to you. And then we also have Gemini, I think. And we have the energy of 6 again. 1 + 5 is 6. So you could be a Gemini, or you could have certain planets transiting Gemini. I'm also hearing maybe your Saturn placement is transiting Gemini as well. But with a Gemini here, I feel like you are becoming somebody who is able to communicate better, somebody who has a very open throat chakra, and somebody who is able to communicate this like lighter, higher vibration as well. And with Gemini here, I feel like you could also have Mercury transiting certain placements in your chart. You could have Mercury in Leo as well as something that's coming through. But I feel like you're becoming a very powerful speaker. I feel like you're becoming somebody who, it's like somebody who speaks and people listen. You have this very like star quality that you're stepping into. I keep being drawn to this starfish card. And it's like the starfish is the star of the show. You know, it's also giving like Sharpay Evans from High School Musical type energy, where she knows that she's the star. And so she automatically gets those roles, you know, because she is the star. And it's like she has this energy also about her where people just are like, want to look, they want to know what she's doing. And it's giving this like Regina George type energy as well. Not in the sense, you know, where she was like a mean girl, but in the sense where like she could do anything and people would copy her because she did it with confidence. You know, I'm just seeing that scene where like they're trying to like take away her power, they're trying to dethrone her or whatever, and they like cut circles in her bra and she wears it like that. And so then everybody around the school starts wearing it like that. It's almost like you're giving up control. It's like, okay, this happened to me, I understand, I'm gonna own it. It's that energy of I'm gonna own it. I'm owning my lessons. I'm owning what the universe is giving to me. And that's why I feel like you could have been doing like a lot of reparenting on yourself. I feel like you're also becoming somebody who is very self-confident, who has a high self-esteem, who sees themselves in high regard as well. I feel like you could also be learning a lot of things at this time. And that's why I feel like you're also in this period of self-discovery, learning what you like, what you don't like, what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And like I was saying, I feel like you're becoming a very powerful speaker. You could be a motivational speaker as well. That's something that's coming through. Or you're becoming somebody who people want to listen to. somebody with a very powerful, very attractive, very magnetic voice. Very interesting. And with this Gemini card here, I just feel like you're becoming somebody, it's like trendsetter, that energy of somebody who other people look up to and admire and see as beautiful and want to do the things that they're doing. And I'm getting the message, you know, we think about, like I was saying with that message of self-confidence, you know, it's not the sweater that you're wearing that makes you confident. It's how you wear the sweater. Of course it is a little bit, you know, about the sweater, about the style that you like and what you feel works with your body and that type of thing. But it's like I'm seeing somebody purchase, let's just give, for example, like bell-bottom jeans. You know, and you buy these bell-bottom jeans and there's people and you wear them and you feel so confident in them and you feel like a bad bee and you feel sexy and authentic. And there's people, of course, that are going to be like, oh, who does this girl think she is, you know? And then there's going to be people, I feel more than the other side of it, there's going to be more people who say, oh, wow, bell-bottom jeans, those are cute. And then they buy them. And it's like this energy of starting trends that's also coming through. I feel like you could be very into fashion, makeup, hair, nails, that type of thing as well. And I feel like you're also becoming somebody who's more connected with their divine feminine. And I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. You are becoming more connected to your divine feminine and allowing things to come to you. You're releasing the need to control and you're becoming more receptive as well. That's something that's coming through. And I feel like you could be going through like a Kundalini awakening or some kind of awakening that's really like putting the spotlight on you. And people are really seeing this expansion in your aura. And I feel like people are going to be drawn to you just because of the energy that you exude. Not necessarily anything you couldn't, like, not because you look a certain way or something like this. It's just the energy is very magnetic, very attractive. We're going to go ahead and look at your tarot cards. I'm also getting, I feel like you could be in the energy of going through some kind of like crown chakra opening or crown chakra awakening or expansion of your crown chakra is something that's also coming through. And before I get into your tarot cards, I actually want to show you something because today, whenever I was doing my morning routine and stuff, I have this mindfulness book and it shows us a quote every day. And I was really thinking, you know, about what kind of reading I wanted to do today. And I had this feeling that I wanted to do this reading, but I wasn't for sure. And I had the message of confirmation in the book. Let me go get it for you real quick. And I really do feel like your pile is the reason why I wanted to do this reading today. But this is the quote that it says for today, the day I'm filming, March 18th. What you think you become, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you create. And it's that energy of creativity, that energy of creation. I feel like you're also becoming more connected to your inner child as well. That's something that's coming through. We're going to go ahead and look at your tarot cards. Spirit guides of love and light. Who is pile number 1 becoming? Your spirit guides are saying you are becoming whoever you want to become. And that's the thing. I feel like you are like in this energy of reclaiming your power. You are becoming what you want. Not what other people tell you you should be, but what you want to be. number 1, becoming. So we have the 2 of Cups. Let's see if that'll focus. And it's interesting with the cats because in another animal deck I have, the cat represents claiming your independence. And I also feel like you're becoming somebody who is very attractive to other people, very magnetic. But it's because you're in this energy of authenticity. And your spirit guides are saying nothing is sexier than your authentic truth. Let's see. Spirit guides of love and light. They're also saying you are becoming somebody who's very compassionate, somebody who is very giving, somebody who is very caring. And it's like they're saying when you give to somebody from a place of expecting nothing in return, you receive 10 times. You receive tenfold of what you gave. And it's like you're in this energy. I feel like you could have a very caring heart, a very big, compassionate heart as well. Spirit guides of love and light. Who is pile number 1 becoming? Who is pile number 1 becoming? Okay, so on the back of the deck energy, we have the Queen of Cups. Very like dreamy. Again, we have this imagery of the starfish here. Very creative energy. I feel like you could also be a water sign as well. That's something that's coming through. And then we have the World on the back of the deck. It's like you're coming to this sense of completion within yourself, knowing that you don't need anything outside of yourself because you have all the answers. Everything you could ever want exists within inside of you. But we're going to go ahead and see what else you got. So you have the 9 of Swords. Very interesting. I feel like with the 9 of Swords coming out, I feel like you are becoming somebody who no longer cares what other people think. You are becoming somebody who, it's like, doesn't let their inner demons run their life. I feel like you could also have been doing a lot of like inner work when it comes to intrusive thoughts. I feel like you are no longer letting your intrusive thoughts control your reality. And I feel like you're beginning to recognize what is an intrusive thought and what is not. And it's like, I feel like you could have had dealt with a lot of bullying for being different. Or maybe you had parents who were really strict on you or something like this. But it's like, I feel like you're in this energy of becoming somebody who no longer cares what other people think about them. And I feel like it's allowing for you to have more peace in your life as well. And then we have the 10 of Wands. I feel like you are becoming somebody who's welcoming in this sort of like flow energy as well. With the 10 of Wands here, I feel like you're becoming somebody who no longer puts other people's needs before your own. And, you know, there is a time and place to help people, but I feel like you're realizing in order to help people, you have to help yourself. And so I feel like you're becoming somebody who no longer puts other people's burdens on your shoulders, or like places other people's burdens as your own. Something that's also coming through. We have the 2 of Wands here with the rabbit. I feel like you are becoming more abundant. You are becoming more fertile with inspiration. That's something that's also here. Scoot these down just a little bit so these can fit. And then we had the World here as well. And it's interesting, like I'm just seeing this butterfly specifically here on the World card. A lot of like water imagery is coming through with this group. And then we have the 4 of Cups. So with the 4 of Cups here, I'm actually going to cover this because I don't want to get banned. Okay. it's like, I feel like you're becoming more in flow with life, and I feel like you are releasing resistance to being yourself. I feel like you could have come to the realization that it's harder to be somebody that other people want you to be, and it's easier to just be yourself. And I also am getting the message, I feel like you're becoming somebody who no longer asks for permission from other people. I feel like you are claiming your power. You're becoming somebody who is becoming very in touch with your own needs and your own wants. And I feel like it's also like bringing in this like sense of like inner peace. It's like, I feel like you could have been almost like fighting with yourself. Like, should I do this? Should I not? Should I do this? Should I not? And it's like, because you're becoming more in alignment with yourself and your authenticity and your personal power, these intrusive thoughts, these nightmares, it's almost like they're disappearing. Because there's no like inner struggle, no inner fight. It's like once you become in alignment with who you are, it brings the sense of inner peace, of knowing that you're on the right path. And your spirit guides are saying you are realizing that you create the path. You create how you feel. And I feel like you're becoming this like light, not only for yourself, but for other people as well. You could have, I'm seeing specifically Scorpio placements, but fixed signs, so Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo placements in your chart as well. We also have Gemini here. I also feel like you're becoming more sure of yourself, and you're becoming more sure of what it is you like, what it is you don't like, and you're no longer letting people tell you what you should or shouldn't like. With this Four of Cups here, I'm seeing somebody being offered all these things, and you're like, nope, that's not me, that's not what I like. They're like, oh, well, you used to like this, and I feel like you're becoming so confident in yourself, like, okay, maybe I used to settle for that. Maybe I used to settle for less than I deserve, but no longer. And I feel like you're becoming somebody who trusts their intuition as well. Trust the feelings that they get. And trust the messages that they receive, not only from your higher self, but from your spirit guides as well. I just saw 23:34 on the clock, so that could be significant for somebody as well. And I feel like you're also you're coming to the realization that it's about the journey. It's not about the destination. It's not about getting to a certain level. It's about enjoying the process, enjoying the journey, enjoying the ride. Very beautiful. And it's like the more you step into this creative energy and the more you pursue what it is you like, I feel like the more confirmation you will receive that you are on the right path. And your spirit guides are saying it's your world, we're just living in it. And I feel like that's the energy that you're becoming. You're becoming the main character. You are becoming the main character. But I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know if this resonated. And if you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow. And we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. And if you click the little notification bell down below, you'll be notified when I upload videos just like this one. And thank you again so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye. Hello. If you chose pile number 3 with the Sacred Geometry Labradorite necklace, this is your reading. So already I was getting the message. I feel like this group is becoming more connected to nature. I feel like this could be my fairy pile or my pile that resonates strongly with nature. The elements is also coming through with this group as well. very connected to nature. And I feel like it's almost like, so this might be a trigger warning, I don't know. If you've ever experienced a psychedelic high, that's kind of something, it was like bringing me back, you know, whenever you do psychedelics, and please, I'm not advising you to do them if you don't feel comfortable, do more research on them, trust your intuition, but it's like you begin to become more connected to everything around you. It's like your senses begin to open. I feel like you are becoming more, it's like your awareness is expanding. I feel like you're becoming more connected to spirit. You're becoming more connected to plants, animals, nature, people. I feel like you're almost like seeing like worlds within the blade of grass. It's like, and especially since you chose this crystal, I was getting this very like petite, very small, detail-oriented energy. And so I feel like you're becoming more in tune with the little things around you is something that's also coming through. And I'm also getting, just hearing Archangel Metatron. Maybe looking into Archangel Metatron, you could also resonate as being a crystal child, a indigo child, or rainbow child. Specifically crystal child is something that's coming through, and maybe doing more research on those, maybe connecting to Archangel Metatron. I feel like he is very close with this group, very connected to this group, and I believe he also is very connected to sacred geometry as well. I feel like you're almost, it's like, I feel like you're discovering more. I feel like you're in this energy. You could have like planets transiting your 9th house or significant Sagittarius placements, but I feel like you are in this very explorative type energy, discovery type energy. You could be reading a lot right now, or you will be reading a lot soon. Just discovering more and more about the world that we live in is something that's specifically coming through. So herbology, animal medicine, animal science, plant science, these things about like the natural world around us that's always there, you know, and I feel like you are becoming somebody who sees spirit in like everyday things, you know. It's like I'm seeing somebody who, you know, maybe every single day they walk by the same trees and they don't necessarily pay attention to what's going on. They're kind of stuck in their head. I feel like you are, it's almost like you're getting out of your head and into your physical reality is something that's coming through. And so that person that continues to pass by those trees, it's like one day, it's like all of a sudden you realize that the trees have always been there. The trees have always been trying to communicate with you, and you see the leaves and you want to know what type of tree it is, what spiritual meaning that type of tree has. And it's like that type of energy that's coming through. We're going to go ahead and get into your oracle cards. So we have Cantaloupe Dragon, Realign, and we have this bumblebee here. I feel like with this message of realign, I feel like you are becoming somebody who's more in alignment with your physical surroundings and your spiritual self. It's like you are putting in the work to understand the world that we live in deeper is something that's coming through. We have Vulture Spirit. We have the Metal King, Discipline, Armor, Boundaries. Very interesting. The Metal King. And you know, something that I'm getting, if you've ever seen Avatar, The Last Airbender, the show, the cartoon, I'm getting specifically with this metal, it's like, I feel like you could be like a scientist. Maybe you're like a natural scientist, somebody who naturally likes to discover things, a very curious person. If you know human design, you could be a 3-5 profile. That's something that's coming through, but you have this like natural like inclination to discover things. You have this very open energy that's coming through. But with the Metal King here, you know, in Avatar, Toph is an earthbender. she bends earth, and she comes to a point where she gets trapped in a metal box. And it's like a common thing in the show where like metal is like an earthbender's kryptonite because they can't bend the earth, or they can't bend the metal, they can only bend the earth. And she doesn't let that stop her, and she is the first metal bender. She discovers how to bend metal. And then in The Legend of Korra, which is the next series of the Avatar, they have this whole like group of people who are metal benders. It's like you're giving this energy of being like the first person to do something, but it like breaks ground for other people to do certain things. The energy of like pseudoscience is coming through as well. And hypnotherapy and connecting like the physical with the spiritual. And I feel like you could be the type of person that already knows that science and spirituality are not separate, but they are connected. And that's something that a lot of people out there don't realize, is that science is just us looking at what we see and examining it. But when we go deeper and when we discover what's actually happening within and we connect with the energies, we realize that science and spirituality are not separate, but they are the same. I feel like that's something that you're realizing as well. We have the Courageous Peony. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Very powerful. I feel like you could be almost like with these two cards here and this one, it's like I feel like you're the type of person who brings balance, who brings a sense of connection to all things. I feel like you're very, very connected to spirit. And I feel like you could also resonate with being a rainbow child. I mentioned that all of those like rainbow, indigo, crystal children are coming through with this group, but it's like you're so unique in who you are. I feel like you're becoming somebody who's not afraid to express themselves and who's not afraid to share the things that they've learned, whether people agree or whether people don't agree. I feel like you're also becoming somebody who's more in alignment with themselves. And I feel like you could have been doing a lot of work to integrate your shadow as well. There is these kind of intrusive thoughts that are coming through with this group. But I feel like you're no longer letting the intrusive thoughts control you. You could have resonated with another pile as well. But it's like, I feel like you're the type of person to bring balance to situations. And it's interesting because I'm getting that message. I don't even know if this is true or not, but it was something that I heard amongst like Star Wars fans. You know, if you've ever seen Star Wars, you have Anakin, who is this boy who has this tremendous power. And there's a scene where he's like going to the dark side. And Obi-Wan is telling him, you know, you were the chosen one, Anakin. But in the same sense, it's like Darth Vader was his purpose. And I'm not saying to go out there and be evil and do bad things and be angry and hateful toward people. But I feel like you bring this like awareness to people and the things that they're doing by calling them out as well is something that's coming through. And I feel like you're not afraid to speak. What else did we have? We had the fourth house roots. I feel like you're not afraid to speak about things that other people consider taboo, or maybe bad, or things like that. I feel like there's a lot of Scorpio energy coming through with this group as well. There was another group that had Scorpio energy. But I feel like you're becoming somebody who brings balance to situations just by being themselves. I feel like you could resonate with being a starseed as well. But this message, let yourself be seen. I feel like you are becoming somebody who is so in touch with themselves that they no longer let other people tell them who they should be or what they should do. because you know your purpose. You know your power. I feel like you could be discovering this right now, and maybe you could be confused. I feel like you also, it's like you're becoming more integrated as a human being, especially with this 4th house roots here. The roots is all about our past. And it's like, I feel like you're coming to such an understanding about your past that you're no longer letting it shape your future. Very interesting. And this message kept coming through. I feel like you could have maybe been bullied in childhood, but it's like I'm seeing people bully you about things that you now use to empower yourself. So for example, I was just like hearing a bunch of kids saying like, you're a know-it-all, you think you know everything. And it's like, you're coming into this phase where you're like, you're right. I do know who I am. I do know what I know. And I'm not going to let your criticism shape what I share, shape who I become. And also I'm getting this very like strong Aquarius energy that's coming through with this group as well. And this very like, I'm not going to let you put me inside of a box. You're constantly breaking boundaries. You're constantly breaking borders is something that's coming through as well. You're becoming somebody who knows who they are at such a deep level that you're able, it's like very psychic. I feel like you're very psychic as well, and maybe you don't know this. I feel like you could be telepathic as well. And I feel like you could pick up on the energies of other people is something that's coming through. And I feel like you're no longer letting other people's thoughts or opinions about you shape how you view yourself is something that's coming through. You're coming into alignment with your highest self. And it's interesting because I was hearing somebody speak the other day about the highest self, the higher self. And a lot of times we think our higher self is the best, lightest, most highest vibration version of us. But it's also, I believe, our highest version of ourself is the self who has integrated the shadow, is the self who knows their power. And I feel like you are very highly empathic. And I feel like you could have attracted a lot of narcissistic people in your life, or people who manipulated you through your emotions. And it's interesting because it's like, your spirit guides are saying the shadow of the empath is the narcissist. And when you understand that those people, when you understand where those people come from, it's like you are able to develop this sense of compassion for them. And this sense of knowing that they just stepped onto the wrong path. And it's not your job to determine where they go or what they do or what lessons they learn. You know, everybody's on their own path. But it's like, I feel like you're understanding and you're coming to this sense of compassion, and you are really becoming, I feel like you're becoming an empowered empath. You know? And when I think of like an empowered empath, I think of somebody who understands the motives of other people. And, you know, an empath can feel other people's emotions, but an empowered empath can choose whether they take on those emotions or not. Very powerful. And I just saw 1441 on the clock timer. It's like, I feel like you're coming to this, like, the end of a cycle, the end of a phase. And it's like you're no longer letting people control you. Is something that's coming through as well. You're no longer letting people tell you who you should be. You're just going to be who you are and who you want to be. This very, like, fairy type, pixie type energy is coming through. You know, when we think about Tinkerbell in the movie Peter Pan, she is very spunky. She does what she wants, you know, and she has her own motives, you know, and she's very empowered. Even though, you know, she can be kind of feisty, and people may say like, oh, you know, people could look at her and be like, she's a bad character because she took Captain Hook to Peter Pan's hideout, you know? But she's not. she's Peter Pan's ultimately best friend, you know? And it's that energy. It's that energy of being empowered in yourself and making decisions from a place of alignment within yourself. And using your emotions to empower you. Something that's also coming through. But we have 8 plus 2, so that's 10. And then 3 plus 7 is also 10. So this energy of completion is coming through. But this energy of also being your own leader. Being the leader in your life, claiming your power. You could be an entrepreneur as well, as something that's coming through. But let's see. I do feel like you are learning to integrate your shadow and not let your shadow control you, not let other people's shadow control you. Spirit guides of love and light. Who is pile number 3 becoming? Who is pile number 3 becoming? Okay, so on the back of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. Very interesting, because I feel like a lot of times the Queen of Swords can get a bad rap. You know, people see her as too blunt, too harsh, you know, but she really does speak what's on her mind. She speaks her truth. Very powerful energy here. I feel like you could also resonate with maybe being a witch in a past life, but the energy of the Fae is coming through really strongly here. And I feel like you have this energy of like knowing what's best for you in each moment, even if it's not best for what other people want for you or what other people want. You know, you're coming into this like alignment with your higher self is what I'm really feeling. We have the Ace of Cups that flipped over. I feel like you are becoming more, it's like, I feel like you're having such this love for yourself and such this care for yourself and your outcome and what you want in life that you're not letting other people stop you, is something that's coming through. We have the King of Wands, again with that leadership energy. You are becoming the leader in your life. You are taking your power and claiming it as yours. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Wands. It did come out in reverse, and the Two of Swords. I'm going to keep those in reverse. And the Ace of Swords. A lot of sword energy here. Nine of Wands. I feel like you're becoming somebody who knows like when to fight and when not to fight is something that's coming through. It's like I feel like you're becoming somebody who chooses their battles better. And that's really what the Queen of Swords is about, you know. She has this like water, air energy about her where she's very nurturing, but she can be very harsh in the things that she says, but it all comes from a place of love. And I feel like you're no longer feeling like you have to defend yourself all the time. I feel like you're learning to trust your intuition more. And I feel like you're also, it's like this energy of like completion, of connection, of understanding that everything is connected. We have the Ace and the Ace at the very end, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords, and then right in the middle, like I was saying, this water, air energy is very present in you. I feel like you're becoming the Queen of Swords. You are becoming somebody who loves yourself so much that you're willing to stand up for yourself and stand in your power. Very powerful. I feel like you're also, with this Two of Swords in reverse, becoming somebody who knows their intuition. You know, I'm also getting, I feel like because you do have this empathetic, this empathy energy here, I feel like a lot of times in life you could have maybe gotten confused on what was your intuition and what was the voice of other people. But I feel like because of this work that you've been doing on your shadow, I feel like in this work on aligning yourself with your truth, I feel like you are becoming somebody who knows what their intuition sounds like. And it's interesting with this image of like the hawk with the mask on. It's like, you know, the hawk is very connected to spirit, very connected to the divine, very connected to seeing the details and seeing the bigger picture. The same with the eagle. I feel like you're becoming an empowered empath. But with this, with the hawk with the mask on, it's like I feel like you're learning to recognize what's your truth and what's the truth of other people. What your intuition sounds like and what other people's voice sounds like. And I feel like it is because you've been on this path of self-discovery, and I feel like you are becoming somebody who's no longer afraid to be a beginner, is something that's also coming through. I feel like you're stepping into your power, you're becoming the leader in your life, and you're not afraid to be in this beginner energy. You know, it's like I feel like you just keep leaping over borders, breaking boundaries. You know, it's like when somebody puts you in a box and says, hey, you can only do this. You're like, no, I'm going to do the exact opposite and I'm going to own it. It's this card right here. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. The courageous peony. And it's interesting with the message of courage. It's like the lion, you know. It's also that message of, you know, when we're afraid of something and we do something that we're afraid of, the fear doesn't go away. But we see the fear, we recognize the fear for what it is, and we do it anyway. And your spirit guides are also saying, speak your truth even if your voice shakes, you know? And it's that energy of courage, you know? And I'm also seeing the lion from the Wizard of Oz, you know, how he wanted courage. That was like the thing that he wanted the most was courage. And it's like your spirit guides are saying the fear does not go away. But you do it anyway. You face your fear. You look your fear in the eye. And you no longer let it have power over you is the thing. You no longer let the fear control you. You control the fear. Very powerful. Very powerful. I feel like you're becoming somebody who trusts their intuition while simultaneously, it's like this, you're bringing balance almost to your head and your heart is something that's also coming through. You're trusting your heart more. You're trusting your head. It's like you're letting your heart influence your head is something that's also coming through as well. A lot of energy of balance, bringing balance to your life. Bringing a sense of alignment. And it's interesting because on this cantaloupe card, it doesn't say alignment. It says realign. And so it's like you're recognizing anytime you do feel like you step off the path, or anytime you do feel like you let somebody else control you, you're reclaiming your power, realigning, reshifting, refocusing. I feel like you are, like I was saying, you're becoming an empowered empath. An empowered empath. I feel like after this reading, you should look up some videos on empowered empaths. But I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 3. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know. Please like this video, and if this resonated, please comment down below and let me know. And if you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow, and we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye!